it was my idea to invite for conversation oh my gosh, Guy Baker himself is my guest, and I want to say some words because Guy is greatest financial advisors with more than 50 years experience, as I know, in life insurance and in personal investments. And he was a president of $1 Million Round Table few years, as I know. And I have personal experience with Guy Baker because in 2011, Canada denied my visa, and Guy wrote personal mail to Canadian embassy to protect me. And moreover, I have these books. Yeah, it's like special books for advisors who want to improve their skills. And we just here maybe borrow pieces of your spirit, like a financial advisors, to share our experience and your thoughts about today's situation. And my first question is, during a crisis times, clients in Russia usually think longer, they are scared, they are rescheduled and cancel appointments. Within the last month, this cancellation in Russia and individuals have increased exponentially. What about the US? Has the crisis made an impact on financial planners' activities?
Well, definitely. I think at least the people that I've talked to and kept in touch with have all said that they're concentrating more on their clients and people that they already have business relationships with than being able to go. Are we okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that they're spending more time talking to their existing clients. I know that's what I'm doing, than trying to find new clients. So most of my activity is either working with existing clients or people that I had already had some contact with that are coming back to me and saying, yeah, maybe we better do something or look at something that would make some sense for them. So yeah, no, I think we're being impacted pretty dramatically. Yes.
Mm. And you passed through the crisis 2008, and in one week ago, me and Yegor discussed the things with Michael Morrow. You know him from Canada. And,
sure.
Yeah, he told us that those times was worse than now, because a lot of cancellation was in the and how it's right now for you, what you feel with those crises, that crisis.
Well, 2008 was a much different problem than what we're dealing with today. In 2008 it was a near collapse of the financial system worldwide. And as a result of that, there was, great disruption in the stock market, which we're seeing right now, but for different reasons. Most of the companies did not producing goods and services, so they were still creating income. And even though their stock values might have gone down, their revenue didn't necessarily go down. In this crisis, revenue stopped. I mean, business has stopped. So a lot of, the sale of cars has declined. The sale of manufactured equipment's declined. The price of oil has dropped. So, drilling oil has declined significantly. There's way too much surplus. So, you just walk down every sector in the economy, and there's been, a major impact on it financially. That wasn't true in 2008, and it wasn't true in 2000 to 2003. So we saw similar results in the stock market.
Just a second. Just one new guest is knocking down.
Okay.
Let him enter.
Yeah, there's two of them.
Yeah, Andrei and Joseph.
Well, yeah, I don't know what happened to Joseph.
Yes, Joseph.
There's Joseph.
Himself.
Okay. Was there another one? I thought maybe there was another one. Okay. Good.
Andrei.
Hi, Joseph.
Hi, Joseph.
So there he is.
I wanna.
You might be on mute. I don't know.
Ты слышишь нас, Joseph? Joseph.
Okay.
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, I want to introduce you each other. Here is the guy Baker. He is ex-president of MDRT, and he is experienced in life insurance and financial planning more than 50 years, and we discussed a lot with him in MDRT. And Joseph, he is my first teacher in life insurance. More than 13 years I first came to his workshop, and then I experienced, I was a speaker on some of his conferences, and right now we continue we continue to work together because we have a lot of instruments both in Russia and US. In life and health insurance. Joseph love life insurance. He's just want to sell it to anybody. And our final person, it's Andrei. He's right now. He's on his way.
That's me over here, multicolored.
Multicolored, yeah. Andrei, he's my colleague, also financial advisor in life insurance, investments, and moreover, he can sell real estate in Cyprus, as I know. Yeah.
Oh, really? Interesting.
And dear guest, here's the guy Baker. He's the ex-president of $1 Million Roundtable, and he is the author of two these beautiful books, why people buy and marketing tune up. It's like a Bible for financial advisors. Yes, and we are already in process. We share. I asked already Guy about what is the how financial advisors in US feel the situation around, and just right now you came, and Guy, please continue.
Yeah, so I think you were kind of asking a question about the impact of the economy and the difference between 2008 and what we're seeing today.
Yes.
I think this has been a much more dramatic and damaging period of time than anything we saw in 08. But 08 was a crisis for the financial sector. This is across the board. So it'll be interesting to see how long it takes for business to get back up and operating. I have great confidence that'll happen. To me, the biggest risk I see is, I just was reading this morning that there's a second wave of COVID-19 hitting China. And since they're ahead of the curve, it'll be interesting to see whether or not some of the steps that we've taken here in the U.S. and others have taken around the world will prevent that from happening. But, it's now summer. It'll be about 90 degrees today and a little bit warmer in the next few days. That's supposed to knock out the virus. So, we'll see how fast we can get back to work.
Mm-hmm. Right now, what's changed in your daily activity? Are you working through online? The more percentage of your time right now on online, or the same? Is it the same?
Well, most of I'm getting lot more emails, you know, with things to do than I've ever gotten before. So, you know, I'm probably getting 100 to 150 emails almost every day of you know, people asking questions. Now, some of those are, you know, iterations. So, you know, you'll email me, I'll email you back, you know, and you'll be back and forth. But
I'm already
you know, as far as unique interactions, you know, maybe 20, 25. But so between those and trying to manage what their concerns are, answering their questions, moving money around, transferring assets, you know, we've had a few insurance sales. We had a nice one yesterday. And, you know, having conference calls, you know, just marketing. Like I had a call yesterday with a foundation that's got about 100 million that, you know, they want to find a new advisor. And so, you know, we were talking to them about, you know, we were interviewing for that job, and we've had several of those. So my daily activity, generally I'm up really early in the morning. I catch up on, you know, I catch up on the emails from the day before, and then, you know, track down people that I want to talk to and get prepared for the webinars, and then react to whatever is coming in on the emails. So, and I've been to my office periodically, but I haven't been going in real often.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty much my routine.
And what is your audience on webinars? I know that you have a lot of mentees all over the world, and or students or
yeah, well, they haven't been those types of webinars. They haven't been teaching webinars. They've been business webinars. I belong to a group that they call a SWOT, you know, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and trials. And so we're, you know, we'll get on with somebody and do a consulting webinar with them for, you know, 90 minutes or 2 hours. You know, others have just been sales presentations, and some of them have been, you know, periodic updates with advisors that are part of our network.
And you told us about around 100 emails. Is it between you and clients? Yes.
I'm not sure I understood what you said, but are you talking about the webinar I had with the foundation? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. You told us before that your daily activity consists of around 100 emails.
Oh, emails, yeah. Yeah. Probably at least that many. Most days.
And is it activity between you and your potential clients or clients?
Yeah, you know, it varies. You know, some are agents, some of them are clients, some of them are advisors. It just, you know, I mean, stuff that's just popping up that they want to get take care of. You know, what I've noticed is that you know, there's no relaxation. You know, it's not like you go out and get the mail and you open up the mail and you decide when you're going to answer it. With email, there's an expectation you're going to respond quickly, which I do. But
Interesting. Joseph, у тебя наверняка есть вопрос. I just want Joseph, he is a great follower, and he wanna ask sometimes for he wanna deeply know some things. Joseph?
Just what I wanted to ask you guys, has your routine changed recently, given the situation?
Well, that's an interesting question, Joseph. You know, since I've been in the business for so long, you know, what I find is that I'm approaching the business much differently now than I did when I was younger and had a lot more energy. I still have a lot of energy. But not as much to going out and generating new business opportunities as I used to. And so, you know, I'm really focused on building a succession team and bringing people in under me that can take what we've built and then extrapolate it, take it to the next level. So and I find that energizes me, because they're excited, they have energy. I can kind of piggyback on their energy and help them. But what I'm doing today more than anything else is, supporting the advisors in our network and helping them with the cases that they've got, as opposed to going out and creating my own. So that is a major difference. Plus the fact that we do manage money now. I didn't always do that, and that's become an integral part of what we do. So, people want to know how their accounts are doing. They want to add money. They need to take cash out. We're like a bank, or we're like an ATM. We've got to, respond when they need cash.
Mm-hmm. Let me put this question differently. Has the business your advisors are doing, has that changed?
No, not really. The problems of man have never changed. People die, and people need income when they retire. So, those two basic problems never go away.
What about the number of new clients?
Well, I just looked at a list of, new accounts that we've opened for money management. I think we usually open up somewhere between 100 and 150 in a year, and I think we've already done 30 so far this year, 35 this year.
When you say money management, what do you use for that? I mean, what kind of products do you use?
Well, we have a platform of mutual funds that we then allocate based on an algorithm that we've put together. So we manage that portfolio and we rebalance to it. And then, of course, we use, we have annuities available and we have mortgages available. So, it's a pretty broad portfolio.
What about life insurance? Do you still sell that?
Yeah, well, that's the other part of the business. I talk about two sides of the financial statement, the balance sheet, assets and liabilities. So we handle both sides. The liabilities are life insurance, disability, long-term care, those types of things. And the asset side is the asset management, building the retirement plan, putting in, we have legal terms for our retirement plans in businesses or as individuals. So, we spend a lot of time on that. So we're on both sides of the financial statement.
I see. Has the number of new sales in life insurance changed?
Yeah, we haven't, I have not had as much time to pursue new life insurance sales this year as I have had in the past. So I would say we have not made as many sales this year as we usually do. At least not the bigger ones. The little ones, probably about the same.
Okay. So if I get you right, the situation with the COVID-19 didn't really change your routine, neither yours personally nor the agents that you work with.
Not that I really would notice. Before COVID-19, I would go into the office every day. I don't go into the office every day, but I'm still doing the same things every day that I was doing. It's just I do it at home instead of in the office.
Do you feel any fear on the part of your clients as far as the market is concerned?
Any fear?
Well,
we have part of our methodology is education. Okay. And I spend a lot of time helping people understand how markets perform. And so we look at, one of the things that I talk about is that the market is like a man walking up a staircase, upstairs with a yo-yo. So the trend is up, but it's going to be up and down along the way. And I think all of our clients tend to be very similar in terms of their technical side. You're probably familiar with left brain, right brain. Do you guys pay attention to that? Okay. So most of our clients are left brainers. And as a result of being left brainers, they get probabilities, they get the mathematics, what I talk about is that we invest money as a science, and we bring scientific principles. I just finished a PhD here about 2 years ago, and in that, a lot of the tools and terminology and research that came out of that program, we've integrated into our money management. So we talk about investing as a science, hypothesis testing, confidence intervals, those types of things. And so, our clients are confident that, the market over the long run will give them a positive return, and they realize that in the short run, that may not be possible.
Well, I understand that, but there's a number of people definitely that you have that really don't have a long horizon. People that were planning to retire in the next couple of years. Are you doing anything in that part? Do you reallocate their assets, or do they express concern?
So who are about to retire. Oh, this says my meeting is going to end. Here, hold on a second. I may not have set this up for long enough, so we'll have to be careful here. We may have to come back in. I may have to redo it with you. But anyway, to answer your question, we isolate the income assets from the growth assets. So if somebody is about to retire or in retirement, the assets that are producing income from them have no real market risk when compared to the market itself. So if somebody had $500,000 and we needed 400 for income, 100 would be in the market and would be subject to risk. 400 would be isolated and would be an income producing assets. Does that make sense?
It does, but I was wondering what kind of income producing assets you usually use.
Well, we use a laddered bond portfolio, we use mortgages, and we use annuities.
When you say mortgages, you mean investing in the mortgages, like private mortgage kind of thing?
Yes. Yeah, first trust deeds. So they'll actually own the property, from a lien point of view. And, if they don't pay the interest on that mortgage, then my investor will own the house or the strip center or whatever it is.
Okay. So private mortgage, actually.
I'm sorry?
It's a private mortgage, basically.
Yeah, private mortgage.
Mm-hmm. and Guy, my new next question: your vision of how the business of financial planning would change within the next 2-3 months when hopefully the quarantine restrictions are lifted. What do you think?
Well, I think there's going to be some pent-up demand. People who have been putting off stuff are going to want to, probably move forward now with it where they didn't before. But in general, it's like I said before, the problems common to man are common to man. They're not going to change. People die, people get disabled, people have to retire. I say there's 3 questions that nobody can answer about retirement. One is, what's their number? They have no idea how much capital they really need. How much more do I have to save to get to my number? And how do I invest it in a way that can optimize my return and give me the highest probability of reaching my objective? So I work around those 3 questions a lot with people to help them come up with the metrics that are necessary to make the proper investment decisions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what do you think? An amount of your clients will increase in 2 or 3 months, or it depends?
Well, it always depends, but again, you have to understand. I'm not finding new clients like I did for so many years. I'm working with the clients of the advisors that are part of our network. And so as they prospect and bring them, then I help them. And in the meantime, I service the clients that we've got, and then we benefit from the referrals that come out of that.
Mm-hmm. And your blood group, it's a big agency. It's a lot of advisors inside, yes?
Well, we've got about 15 advisors that are functioning with us in some capacity. You know, some are more active than others.
Nevertheless, you guide them and you help them to grow and.
Yes, that's exactly that's the goal. Is, you know, we have training meetings from time to time, and you know, we'll talk about, you know, strategies that are in those 2 books that you held up. You know, the principles of my relationship with clients has never changed from what's in those books.
Yes, I feel that. What will be the perspective of the MDRT annual meeting? What do you think?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see how a virtual meeting will work out. You know, it was always my vision when I was on the executive committee that we should make the meeting available to people through the internet. And now it's going to become a reality. So my guess is that going forward, we'll have, you know, those people who attend and want to be there physically, and then there'll be those that will participate and enjoy the meeting on the internet. So, you know, I think this moved the roundtable in a direction that's very positive.
Interesting. And do you know how it will be, because June will be in the couple of months?
Well, they're moving it to August.
Sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, they moved it from June to August, and they're combining the global meeting that was in Dubai with the June meeting.
Okay. Gentlemen, do you have some questions? Joseph, Igor?
I just wanted to.
Okay, so we have 4 minutes here before this thing is going to elapse.
Okay.
Yeah, just a quick question on the investment side. You mentioned that you're using mutual funds. Apart from mortgages, do you use just mutual funds mainly, or you also use individual stocks and bonds and whatnot, ETFs?
No, we don't use any individual stocks and bonds. My strategy, Joseph, and what I teach is that you can predict markets, you can't predict stocks. So you can build a scientifically balanced portfolio with an algorithm that's going to optimize return and minimize risk using markets, but you can't do that with stocks. So we invest in markets, and the markets are reflected in the mutual funds that we use. So we'll use a large cap mutual fund. It's not going to be a growth fund or a dividend fund or, a manufacturing fund or a pharmaceutical fund. It's going to be all of the stocks in the large cap value classification and all the stocks in the large growth classification, and then we'll put those together. I have a whole seminar on how we do this, and if you guys would like to see that sometime, I would be happy to do it for you.
Yeah,
walk you through it.
Yeah. Do you have the list of topics of seminars?
Just wanted to ask before you go away. Quick question.
On that seminar, it's called The Science of Investing. I've spoken at Roundtable on it numerous times. The Edge, Top of the Table. I've given rudiments of it. It's always changing, so it's never the same.
Oh, great.
Guy, what's your attitude towards index products like indexed annuities and indexed
annuities. Oh, I love indexed life and indexed annuities. I think it's a great way for people who want to participate in the market and don't want downside risk to play the game.
Right. What about long-term care? Do you use separate long-term care products, or you prefer the combination of life insurance and long-term care riders?
I prefer the life insurance long-term care because you don't know if you're going to use the long-term care. You're going to die. Mm-hmm. So at least you get your money back.
Okay. That's what I think.
So we are already nearby the end of our session. Dear Guy, thank you very much for your permission to speak. Joseph.
That's too little time.
Well, thank you. It's great to meet all of you, and Michael, nice to see you again. And again, if you would like to, I've got several seminars on why people buy and investments. If you want to do those, we could certainly arrange for that.
Great.
I have a couple more questions, but obviously I can't ask them now. Is there
Well,
any,
you have a minute.
I was asking if there's a way I could get in touch with you, maybe through email or something.
Of
Sure,
course.
Michael's got my email.
I'll share. Yes.
Okay.
Of course, I'll share. Yes, guys. Thank you very much. See you. See
Okay.
you next time. Maybe in a little bit different format.
You never let Andre or Yegor ask a question, Mike.
Yeah.
I don't think we
That's
have
fine.
time.
Look, it was very interesting, guys.
All right. Well, we can do this again sometime. It doesn't have to be the only time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Cheers.
Well, thank you very much. It was nice to be with you.
Yes. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Okay. Blessings.
Have a good day. Yeah. Thank you.
Well.